So the Yankees are spending quite a bit of time scouting out east, and right now they've got a scout there, second in San Antonio Valley there, watching Yoshinobu Yamamoto a second time in a week. Threw a no-hitter last week, and they've got folks out there again watching them, and they're also scouting Roki Sasaki, another young Japanese fireballer. And so the Yankees are definitely doing their due diligence, more than due diligence, because it sounds like they want to invest out east, and it would be wise to do so, particularly with guys like Yoshinobu Yamamoto, okay, 71-29 career record with a 1.78 career ERA. Is at sub-2 ERA in 4 of the 5 past seasons. And the only season he didn't have was the COVID year, and that was like 2.1. So he's a young 25-year-old, great right-handed pitcher. And looks like he's part of the NPB with Masahiro Tanaka was from. And again, I'm just waiting on word to see whether his team's going to post him or not. Okay, will he be posted for? And generally, with the Japanese posting system, if you post a player early, or a major league team really wants a player and they get a team to post early, you got to pay a posting fee, which I think is $25 million, $20 to $25 million in the Japanese posting system. But other guys like Jung-Hoo Lee here, who simply like Yamamoto, they fit the age criteria of posting eligibility, so the team wouldn't have to pay a posting fee for him. But this is a young, again, 24-year-old outfielder who can play multiple positions, and he was drawing comparisons to Ichiro Suzuki for his ability to put the ball in play no matter where it's pitched, okay, with speed, an accurate outfield arm, and a fundamentally sound player. So these two guys would be young building blocks for the Yankees, no doubt about it. And again, it would help solve the addition to because the chances are the Yankees are going to lose 2 starters this offseason, maybe even 3 with Nestor Cortes. No guarantee he's going to come back healthy or stay healthy. But chances are we're not going to see Severino back or Herman back. So what they do in return is going to be important. Okay, and Yamamoto is going to be a highly paid pitcher. There's no doubt about it. Okay, and we just don't know how much Yankees are willing to spend right now. But the fact is, they keep sending guys out to Japan, so they clearly are interested in spending on players like Yamamoto, like Lee. And again, I know there's a lot of talk about Cody Bellinger being a guy, but he's going to probably cost $25 to $30 million a year, where you could probably get Lee for $10 million, $15 million less per year. He's also younger than Bellinger, play multiple positions. Okay, and we don't see him translating the first base like we might see Bellinger later. But the fact is, it would also leave a little bit of room with some extra payroll for the Yankees to potentially maybe trade for a second starter. Let's just say they moved Gleyber Torres, and I know this is talked about, but the fact is they have Oswald Peraza here who can replace his production, and he's showing him the ability to do that now that he's getting regular playing time. And if they do move Torres, let's just say they trade for one of these Marlins pitchers, you add him to Yamamoto, if they can get Yamamoto, you've added 2 young building blocks to the rotation to support Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon and some of these other folks. And Clark Schmidt is very likely going to be in the rotation, maybe with Michael King. So, but you got guys with experience and players that translate well from MPB tend to pitch well here, like Masahiro Tanaka pitch well here for the Yankees. I think Yamamoto, who's even better than Tanaka was, can do the same thing. So it would be wise for the Yankees to invest out east and still complement, because I think they're going to continue to go with the youth movement with some of these young dynamic players. And we can even make a guy, like when Jason Dominguez comes back after Tommy John surgery, if they really want to put him back in center, they can move Lee, who can play center in the meantime, to left, and then maybe make somebody like Everson Pereira their 4th outfielder, which would be a better option than pretty much everyone else they have. And he's got 6 controllable years, Everson Pereira, as does Jason Dominguez. So a lot of youth on the cheap, allowing for them to invest in pitching, and then translating over and even bringing in guys like Jeimer Candelario or something like that as a versatile veteran player for the infield who can play multiple positions. If they don't bring back somebody like IKF, it's better than spending $25 million a year on a Matt Chapman or something like that. So by investing in out east, and even though Yamamoto will cost a bit of money, Lee will complement that, and it still leaves them flexibility to go get another veteran infielder or go get a relief pitcher and whatnot. And it gives them options, and it gives them young, controllable players here, young building blocks that are fundamentally sound players that they can build around in an effort to win another championship. Because obviously the Yankees want to do that. And they're showing a willingness to make adjustments, evaluate their analytics. They're bringing in an outside company and travel out east. And they brought in a Japanese executive to help them make things like this possible. So there's things to be excited about. Okay, there's things to be excited about moving forward, especially if the Yankees actually facilitate these types of moves. And I hope that they do. I think that they're gonna, it's probably Yamamoto, and then trading for a starter with some of the players that we have is probably easier than Yamamoto and bringing in Aaron Nola. That's stuff like a $50 million per year expenditure on two pitchers. As much as we'd like it, I think it's going to be either Yamamoto or Nola, and maybe a trade for a Marlins pitcher with 3 or 4 controllable years left in arbitration. And using Gleyber Torres would be a good piece to do that with. He's got good trade value. The Marlins have already said they're going to be investing in infield help. Well, Torres helps them do that. Okay, and you can even throw in another infield prospect if you want to help them do that. Even further, if you want to get one of these pitchers who have multiple controllable years. This is a possible trade. It's a doable trade. It's a realistic trade. So, and I'll keep you updated. If you're not, my subscribers will know the minute anything happens, whether it be free agency or whether it be trades or anything else. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, let's hit that button, and I'll take care of the rest. You will get every piece of news as it pertains to the Yankees and as it pertains to any other team you follow too. That's my word. And now pivoting over to non-Yankees. My question of the day is, how can the Reds complement somebody like DeLa Cruz, one of their dynamic and exciting young players? Okay. And he's come back down to earth a little bit. He's got about 11 home runs, 35 RBIs, got almost 30 stolen bases, and in 300-plus at-bats, which projects to about 60 stolen bases. So he's got the makings of a Ronald Acuna-type player in the making. So very, very exciting. And you're building around him. You got another building block over there, Jonathan India, with 3 or 4 controllable seasons, too, given that the Reds are freaking dynamic infield, okay? And I've mentioned Josh Bell as another veteran player who can complement these guys in the infield, too, as a potential trade piece. We'll see if that happens. Or a free agent signing, a surprising free agent signing. But how about complementing them with an outfielder, a veteran outfielder? Okay, guys like Teoscar Hernandez with the Mariners around batting .269, 25 home runs, 86 RBIs, 149 hits. Okay, coming on the cheap, and he'll probably be on the cheap. So, and another guy who can be a good veteran to add to these young dynamic players. And you got guys like Jock Peterson. Okay, Jock Peterson again, who this season alone, 246 batting average, 13 home runs, 42 RBIs. Not super sexy, but he's known as being a clutch hitter and getting the big hits, okay? As is somebody like Michael Conforto, also his teammate with the Giants. Okay, he has an opt-out, so we would have to opt out here. But batting .251, 15 home runs, and 55 RBIs. So any of these guys could be had at an affordable contract to complement these guys like DeLa Cruz and Jonathan India and some other players. And the fact is, with Cody Bellinger very unlikely to be re-signing with the Chicago Cubs, I think it opens up the race in the NL Central for the Reds to go for a title. And by getting guys like this to complement DeLa Cruz and some of these other guys, it'd be a hell of a season for the Reds. So, but again, let me know what you think. Would you use any of these guys? Would you complement them as the Reds to give them some veteran stability here and give some veteran players? And I think any one of these guys can be had. Okay, maybe even multiple guys can be had here for the Reds. And I think it's time for the Reds to invest. We got young, controllable players on the cheap, and it would be a really good idea for the Reds to invest in some veteran players to complement what these guys have and maybe go for a division title in the NL Central. But I want to know what you think. Give me your feedback. That's the non-Yankees topic of the day. How can they complement their young dynamic nucleus? They got one. Okay? And getting guys like Hunter Green back healthy and some of these other guys back healthy. Their closer over there. Okay, Diaz's brother, like getting him and keeping him healthy. Like they have building blocks there that they can complement. But adding some veterans who are capable and reliable would be a good idea. Would be a good idea. So let me know what you think about the Reds. Let me know what you think about the two building blocks that I think that would be a good idea for the Yankees. Okay? Your feedback's important. Let's get into this one.